I'm Sean, I'm 39, and this is Christine Astin.
I'm 42.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say how old she is. That's
I am
one of
42.
the secrets to marriage.
I've
You
earned
don't say
every
your
year.
age.
He was 19 when we met. I worked at an agency in Beverly Hills, and Sean came in. He was absolutely 19. He had on holey jeans with a very fancy dress sweater his mom had obviously just given him.
My first thought, my absolute first thought was, that chick is way out of my league. That was my first thought. Her brother also worked at the company, and so he came in and she said, "This is my brother Carrington," and I stood up and said, "Hello Carrington, it's a pleasure to meet you. May I have permission to marry your sister?"
He was so full of himself and adorable. He was adorable.
I want to become an actor, but we'll see about that. But I don't think I'd give that up for the person. I don't think nobody can tie me down. I feel like that would be a weight on me instead of being something that helped me as a person. So I feel like giving up that part of me would be at expense for this idea of love, which I don't even know if it exists. So
There's going to be compromise. Either your marriage is going to have to compromise a little bit, or your craft is going to have to compromise a little bit. The craft wasn't as important to me as keeping our marriage together was. So and it doesn't mean it was easy.
There's one, I remember one with Drew Barrymore. And it was a good enough part, and it was ended up being a solid little film where it was really explicit. But I remember getting to the scene going, I don't really ever want you doing that. But the idea of him, just his physical body going through those motions to me was not worth anything. And it was just not a question, it just went away.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, which makes it sound like marriage is a bummer. It's not a bummer. It's work. You know, when you work, you build something, you have something that you've built. You know, and it's worth it.
It is a lot of work, always. But there are days when Sean will say something out of the blue, and all of a sudden you get a glimpse of him, and he's 19 again. When I look at him, whether he's 40 or 60 or 80, in my heart, I see this 19-year-old little boy who just exploded my heart. So when we have a week of hard work, where it really feels like work, and then we have that moment, it is a reward.